Regina, Mater misericordiae, vita dulcedum, estes nostra salve.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father in heaven. Everyone who listens to these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on rock. The rain fell and the floods came, and the winds blew and buffeted the house, but it did not collapse. It had been built solidly on the rock. And everyone who listens to these words of mine and does not act on them will be like a fool who has built his house on sand. The rain fell, and the floods came, and the winds blew and buffeted the house, and it collapsed and was completely ruined." The Gospel of the Lord.
A nation of firm purpose you keep in peace for its trust in you. We as a nation have lost our firm purpose. We have become a nation divided with two distinct and very different cultures. In the 1970s, 1980s, if you asked anyone, most people anyways, in the United States, who is the greatest enemy to the United States of America? Most people, even with opposing political views, would have said the Soviet Union and communism. Today, we are each other's enemies. Our nation, once founded on rock, is on treacherous sand. How do we keep hope? What can we do about it? In many apparitions, Mother Mary came not only to warn us, but to give us hope and to tell us what to do. How do we help our world, our country, our church? She always tells us to begin with ourselves. Our own hearts need to change. Our own hearts need to change to become like her Son's heart. First, she always tells us to offer up sacrifices for our own change of heart and for the change of hearts of others, especially the most grievous sinners. Offering up our inconveniences. We have every day many inconveniences, things we don't really want to do, many things we don't like to do, things that we know we have to do and we struggle through them, or things imposed on us unexpectedly, but they're inconveniences just the same. And we can offer these up by not complaining, but by offering them up to the Lord. By fasting from dessert or maybe eating a half a meal with the intention for the conversion of our hearts or the conversion of the world, the change of heart of the world. We can fast from social media, video games, even cutting them in half, the time that we spend with them in half, or maybe even a quarter, is offering off little sacrifices. Second, pray. We don't always like to hear that, but Mother Mary in apparitions like Fatima and Lourdes tell us we do not pray enough for the change of hearts for ourselves, our loved ones, our enemies in the world. We find it boring. We have to pray again. Didn't we just do that? But then at the same time, we complain how the world hasn't changed. We complain about the failures in the church, or how the school isn't how we would like it to be, or people aren't how we would like them to be, or maybe even ourselves. Mary never offers as a suggestion to pray. She said we must pray, and especially praying the rosary. And thirdly, love the sacraments of the Eucharist and confession. We need to love them as if our lives depend on them, because they do. If you are suffering from doubts about faith, if things are very cloudy, if you are very unsure, if you are confused about the faith or whether it's real for you, the best thing to do is to immerse yourself in communion, the Eucharist, and confession. Now is not the time to step away and reject them. It's time to draw closer to them. Mother Mary teaches us how to keep our lives on her Son, the rock, who is Jesus Christ. May we build him during this time of Advent a firm foundation as we await the renewal of his birth within us again this Christmas.
Regina Celi, letare, alleluia, qui aquam meruisti portare